I think for me, I just didn't have the mental wherewithal to, first of all, life on the road was really tough for me. And I wasn't handling my voice. I didn't know how to keep and preserve my voice. So that just kind of spiraled me into a really dark place.
My memories of writing my Last Serenade are none because it was so long ago.
Pretty difficult to remember.
I think that song was a collaboration. I can't remember I can't even remember who wrote all the riffs. Like, it's just that long ago. I'm pretty sure Joel did the bridge. That's all I can remember.
I remember coming up with the initial melody of the chorus, but it wasn't quite there, and he helped me bring it up to snuff. And then for me, the verses, I think we originally tried, we came up with the heavy stuff, and then Roadrunner was like, well, maybe try to do the whole thing melodic or something like that.
Oh,
they were really,
hell no.
Do you remember? They're really pushing the, do more melodic stuff.
Our A&R rep was filled with horrible ideas back then. It probably still is now.
But what I thought was cool about it, we came back and it was, aggressive vocals, and then the bridge was kind of more yelled. And then so it's three different styles of vocals, but it's very much Adam just helping me figure that stuff out for sure.
That was quite a difficult time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well,
yes, it was. That record
singing.
was awful for Adam and I.
You sound off on that record though.
Yeah, I think for me, I just didn't have the mental wherewithal to, first of all, life on the road was really tough for me. And I wasn't handling my voice. I didn't know how to keep and preserve my voice. So that just kind of spiraled me into a really dark place. So seeing, the band, after I left, seeing the band blow up, I was happy for them and actually relieved because, I just wasn't in the right headspace. I look back on it and I don't even recognize that person, but, we all go through our challenges and our difficulties for a reason. So it's just amazing that it came full circle. If I could go back in time and smack the shit out of younger me, I definitely would have. But, I needed a more gentle hand back then, and I did not ask for help. So that was the beginning for me, though, to realize that I had some issues I had to deal with. So I can't regret it. It helped.
And you just needed guidance on how to take care of your voice.
For sure.
You were struggling. Every day was like misery for you.
Yeah. Well, I was scared, really. And then my solution was to just not hang out with anyone, not talk to anyone, not drink, nothing, not have any fun. So that made it worse too. I was secluding myself and I couldn't figure out how to do this properly. So, but that all that happened for a reason. It helped me figure out my mind and slowly start to figure out how to use my voice, which would take another decade or so to figure out.
After the End of Heartache was released, we could see the momentum building in the show. It was in the interest, and it was incredible to watch, obviously, because like I said earlier, we were just this local band, a couple of years back, and all of a sudden we're playing these shows in front of thousands of people, and it was like, wow, this is insane. And it kept going, snowballing and snowballing, yeah. Maybe all of the clean vocals in Heartache, made us more accessible to certain, genres and outlets and whatnot. So that's great. Like I said, any exposure is good exposure. So, yeah, it was awesome. When I wrote that song, My Curse, once again, I didn't really feel like it was anything special. It was just kind of fun to write. And funny story about that song, and I will admit that I am 100% wrong. Working on it with Howard, he wrote that chorus, and I was like, "That's not really a great hook, man. We gotta get something a little catchier for this chorus." And he's like, "Nope, I'm not changing it. I'm not changing it." I'm like, "Ugh, you stubborn bastard!" And then, look, now it's like one of our more popular songs.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a challenge to approach Howard's material for two reasons. One, he's just a different voice than mine, different range. He's got a more round, lower register that I admittedly was trying to emulate a little bit, to figure out how to do it. And number two, I've never really done that before. I've always been sing my own stuff, write my own stuff. So to wrap my head around lyrics that I didn't write, all that was definitely a challenge for me. But over time, you start to find yourself within the songs. And then Melissa Cross, who's been incredible to me in my career, really helped me sort of realized that I shouldn't switch to sound like Howard. I need to figure out how to sing the songs my way, which took me a while to figure out, to be comfortable. And also just the techniques, you know, his high screams, for example, I was trying with all my might to get to those high screams with my technique, and I was destroying my voice. So trying to sound like Howard was killing me. And Melissa Cross, thankfully, was one of the people that was like, you got to stop doing that. You got to change and play them your way. But now, you know, when those songs come through the set, I don't even think that it's a Howard song, or I'm not even thinking that. I'm thinking this is Killswitch, this is what we do. And it feels good. It's nice to not even consider that. And I enjoy, I mean, Arms of Sorrow is probably my favorite Killswitch song. And I love singing it. And it's mostly melodic, but it's great to be able to, over the years, get comfortable with that stuff. I remember when I heard In Due Time sonically, it really intrigued me because it has such a sort of dark sounding beginning. And then when that chorus hit, it's super triumphant. It's like the sun coming through the clouds is what I kind of envisioned when I first heard the song. So then to me it was like, well, how do I tell this story of like this triumph? So I started with the darkness, you know, the verses are very sort of, I'm not doing well, mental problems, you know, trying to figure out how to overcome things. And then the chorus hits. It's like the wisdom of someone who's been through it going, you know, you're going to get through it. It's going to be all right. Just give it time. And it was like the phrase in due time is sort of in the zeitgeist, the human, you know, it's like people hear that phrase a lot. So to me, it was like, oh, that would make a good chorus because it's already something that everybody says. And it just really sort of spoke to me, at least, the music, like the way that music sounded and the way it made me feel.
That's not the first time we've had both of them collaborating on a Killswitch record. So it was kind of like, oh, we're doing it again. But, you know, the rules are reversed this time. So. That was a great feeling for me, obviously. It's just such a good statement to show people out there that, like, we don't have hard feelings. You know, it's like we're friends. We still care all about each other, and you know, it's just, we're family. And I think it's a great message. You know, no stupid egos and, you know, this guy, man, well, this guy, yeah, none of that crap. So yeah,
I think the seed was planted for me, starting to get to know him because he's, you know, started to show face on the road and hang out. And we were in England opening for Iron Maiden, England. Here we are in England, and he was around to impress for his other projects. And I was like, you know, hey man, do you think you'd want to jump on stage and do Heartache by yourself tonight? Like, I think it'd be great. You know, a nice way to show the fans, hey, he's back, like, or whatever. And we're just having fun. It was 2 days in a row, hanging with him. And then, you know, we're making this record. Started to have vocal troubles once again. And this is right before vocal surgery. So the song we're working on before my vocal surgery, and I couldn't sing this one note. And he's like, this is not good. Something's wrong. Something's really wrong. So I call my doctors. He should probably like rest and then get back to New York and get checked out. And I had been writing Signal Fire. It was actually written and done. And in the back of my mind, I kept thinking about like, what would make this song better? What would make it cool? Because the whole concept of the song is about unity, coming to somebody's aid. And we had studio time and he's just sitting there like, shit, now you have to go back home. I'm like, well, why don't we get Howard in to work on this while I can't do it? So I call him. I want to say it's like the next day he showed up. Yeah. And I hadn't booked my flight yet. So I was like, I'm going to be here and I want to listen to this. So I have a really vivid memory of Adam and Howard tracking, and I'm just outside of the next room listening to that big, huge vibrato. And I'm like, this song is going to rule. It's going to be amazing.
My dogs are fighting.
Yeah. That's actually true. They were.
Yeah.
It's funny.